Hello students, today we are going to start new chapter of accounts, chapter number 4. Chapter 4, reconstruction of partnership. Reconstruction of partnership. In this chapter, total there are 3 topics. One is calculation of I am talking about practical questions. Calculation of sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio and gaining ratio. Second one is account, revaluation account and their journal entries. And third one is distribution of accumulated profit and accumulated loss. Total there are 3 topics in this chapter: calculation of sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio. Second one is preparation of revaluation account and journal entries related with revaluation account. And third one is distribution of accumulated profit and accumulated loss. From this chapter we will do only 2 topics, first and third: calculation of sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio and distribution of accumulated profit and accumulated loss. So far as revaluation account and their journal entries are concerned, we will do this topic at the time of new chapter, chapter number 5, admission of new partner. That's why I am leaving this topic. We will complete this topic at the time of chapter number 5, next chapter, admission of new partner. Now reconstruction, little bit theory portion. What is reconstruction of partnership firm? So change in partnership due to any reason. Change in partnership firm, business remains continue but terms and conditions changes. Means partners needs to enter into a new contract due to many reasons. These reasons may be for reconstruction of partnership firm. That same table is given in your textbook also, page number 107. So reconstruction of partnership means change in partnership, means change in terms and condition of partnership. Partners needs to enter into new contract, and reasons are change in profit loss sharing ratio. This chapter is given on page number 107. You can take the help of textbook also, 107. Change in profit loss sharing ratio of existing partner. Second point, admission of a new partner. And third one is retirement or death of existing partner. So these are the reasons due to which they need to enter into a new contract, means terms and condition of partnership changes. That is called reconstruction of partnership. So reasons are when profit loss sharing ratio of existing partners changes. For example, if there are 2 partners A and B, and earlier their profit loss sharing ratio was 3 is to 2, but now they have decided to change this profit loss sharing ratio into 1 is to 1. This is called change in profit loss sharing ratio between existing partner. So because of this, they need to enter into a new contract, that is called reconstruction of partnership firm. Second reason, whenever new partner is admitted, then various terms and conditions are changes. That's why we can say this is reconstruction of partnership. Similarly, third reason, if any partner retires from the existing partnership firm, or if any partner dies, then also there is need to change the condition, change the terms and condition, that is called reconstruction of partnership. So these are the three reasons for reconstruction of partnership. Once again, reconstruction of partnership means change in terms and condition or change in partnership, and reasons are change in profit loss sharing ratio of existing partner, admission of a new partner, and third, retirement or death of existing partner. Next topic, theory portion. What are the reason? Next topic is what are the reasons for change in profit loss sharing ratio. What are the reasons of change? Why partners are changing the ratio? So reasons are given in your textbook also. Simple points are there. First is when any partner is passing through any illness, or he or she becomes incapable to do the existing work, the work which he was doing. Now he becomes incapable due to any reason, or he is passing through any illness, then he or she cannot devote so much time for the business. As a result, profit loss sharing ratio may change. One reason is given. Second point, when a partner cannot devote enough time to run the business, the time which he or she was giving earlier, now due to some reason he or she cannot devote enough time to that business. In that case also, profit loss sharing ratio may change. And third, at the time of admission of a new partner, or due to admission of new partner, whenever new partner enters into partnership firm, profit loss sharing ratio changes. And fourth point, at the time of retirement, or if any partner dies, then also ratio may changes. So these are the conditions due to which profit loss sharing ratio may changes. Whenever any partner is passing through any illness, or he or she becomes incapable to do the work. Second, when a partner cannot devote enough time to run the business as he or she was devoting earlier. Whenever any new partner enters into the business, or whenever existing partner retires or existing partner dies. In all these circumstances, there is need to change profit loss sharing ratio. So this is the theory portion. This is very short chapter, easy chapter, and one question of 3 marks may come in board exam from this topic. Only 2 topics are there, very, very simple. The first topic is calculation of sacrificing ratio, and gaining ratio. Now, whenever profit loss sharing ratio changes between or among partners, whenever profit loss sharing ratio changes between or among partners, so it may be possible that share of profit of certain partner reduces or share of profit of certain partners may increase. The partners whose share decreases, the partner whose share of profit decreases, the partner whose share of profit decreases, in that case we can say that he is sacrificing, he is sacrificing the share of profit, sacrificing the share of profit. The partner whose share of profit decreases due to change in profit sharing ratio, we can say that that partner has sacrificed his share of profit. Similarly, due to change in profit sharing ratio, if share of profit of any partner increases, then we can say that he is gaining from the share of profit. So we have to calculate sacrificing ratio or gaining ratio. For example, if out of 100 rupees, just assume that out of 100 rupees, if there are two partners A and B, and A was taking 60 rupees and B was taking 40 rupees, but now they have changed the ratio, and due to change in profit sharing ratio, now A is getting 50 rupees and B is also getting 50 rupees. So this is old share and this is new share. Now in case of A's old share was 60 rupees out of 100, but now due to change in profit sharing ratio, he is getting only 50 rupees, means his profit decreases. Then we can say that A has sacrificed his share of profit by 10 rupees. Old share minus new share. Answer is coming 10 rupees. It means he has sacrificed. In the case of B, earlier he was getting 40 rupees, but now due to change in profit sharing ratio, he is getting 50 rupees. His share increases by 10 rupees. By 10 rupees. So we can say that B is gaining. B is in gaining position. He is gaining 10 rupees. So this is called sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio. The formula for sacrificing ratio is old share minus new share. The formula for sacrificing ratio is equal to old share minus new share. As we have done in the case of A, 60 was the old share and 50 is the new share. So 60 minus 50, 10. If answer comes positive, this is positive answer, it means partner A is sacrificing. Old share minus new share. 60 minus 50. So answer comes positive, it means partner A is sacrificing his share of profit. So for calculating sacrificing ratio, formula becomes old share minus new share. In our example, old share was 60, new share was 50 of A. So answer is 10 rupees. It means 10 is the sacrificing share by A. Now we are going to take one question from textbook. Illustration first. Page number 109. Page number 109. Ram, Shyam and Ghanshyam. I have written in short RSG. Ram, Shyam and Ghanshyam are partners in a firm sharing profit losses equally. Means 1 is to 1 is to 1. This is old ratio. Old ratio. Next, they decided to share profit and losses in the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 1 in future. Now they have changed the ratio, and changed ratio is means new ratio is 3 is to 2 is to 1. 3 is to 2 is to 1. In these circumstances, calculate which partner has sacrificed and how much. The question is, three partners are there, R, S, G. Their old ratio was 1, 1, 1 means equal ratio, and new ratio is 3 is to 2 is to 1. We have to calculate sacrificing ratio. The formula for sacrificing ratio is old share minus new share. Now here I am doing solution. Sacrificing ratio old share minus new share. So calculate sacrificing ratio of R. Old share 1 and total of this ratio is 3. So old share is 1 upon 3 minus new share. Ram's new share or R's new share is 3. 3 upon total is 6 minus 3 upon 6. If answer comes positive, it means he is sacrificing. If answer comes negative, it means he is gaining. So we can apply, we have two methods to calculate this ratio. One is LCM method, second one is cross multiplication method. For weak students, cross multiplication method is easy. So I am doing this question through cross multiplication method. 6 ones are 6 minus 3 3s are 9 upon 6 3s are 18. So minus 3 upon 18, or we can say or minus 1 upon 6. If you divide 3 by 18, we get minus 1 upon 6. So answer comes negative, it means he is not sacrificing, he is gaining. This is called gaining. Means his ratio does not decrease. His share does not decrease. His ratio increases due to change in profit sharing ratio. Next, S. S old share was 1. 1 upon 3. New share was 2. 2 upon 6. 1, 1 and total of this ratio is 3. 1 upon 3. And S new share is 2. 2 total of this 6. So 2 upon 6. Again through cross multiplication. 6 ones are 6 minus 3 twos are 6 upon 6 threes are 18 is equal to 0 upon 18. 0 means no profit, no loss, no sacrifice, no gain. Earlier his share was 1 upon 3. 1 upon 3. Earlier his share was 1 upon 3 and now his share is 2 upon 6. 2 upon 6 means 1 upon 3, same. That's why neither he is sacrificing nor he is gaining. Last partner G. His new ratio formula is old share. Old share was 1, again 1 upon 3 minus new share. New share is 1 upon 6. 6 ones are 6. 3 ones are 3. Upon 6 threes are 18. So 3 upon 18 or 1 upon 6. Now this answer comes positive. That's why this is called sacrifice. He has sacrificed. Means his ratio reduces. So whenever we are calculating sacrificing ratio, if answer comes positive, it means positive. It means he is sacrificing. Means his share reduces. And if answer comes negative, it means his share increases. Means gain. We can understand this question through one example once again. Suppose, once again same example, A and B. Earlier, out of 100, A was taking 60 rupees and B was taking 40 rupees. This is old share. And now, due to change in profit sharing ratio, they have decided to distribute the profit equally, means 50-50. Now, if we apply the formula of sacrificing ratio, old share minus new share, is old share, new share, old share minus new share. In case of A, answer comes positive. Answer comes 60 minus 50, 10, positive 10 plus 10. It means he is sacrificing his ratio, his share reduces from 60 to 50. So whenever in case of sacrificing ratio, if answer comes positive, it means he is sacrificing, his ratio reduces. You can see in our question, G's share comes positive, it means he is sacrificing. Similarly, in case of B, again we are applying the formula of sacrificing ratio, old share minus new share. Old share was 40, new share is 50, 40 minus 50 minus 10. So if in case of sacrificing ratio, answer comes negative, it means his ratio does not decrease. His ratio, his share increases from 40 to 50. By how much? 10 rupees. So we can see here in case of R, answer comes negative, it means he is in gain. So in case of, once again, in formula for sacrificing ratio is old share minus new share. If answer comes positive, means he is sacrificing, and if answer comes negative, it means his share does not reduces, his share increases. As we can see in the same example, in our example. So illustration number first completed. Old share minus new share. First of all, old share we have to write, then new share, or we have two methods. One is LCM method, second one is cross multiplication method. Any method you can apply to calculate sacrificing ratio. Now another example. Illustration 2. Bhavesh, Vipul and Hiral. Bhavesh, Vipul and Hiral. Three partners are there. They are distributing profit and loss in the ratio 2:2:1. 2:2:1. They decided to share profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2:1 in future. 3:2:1 in future. So this is old ratio or old share. This is new ratio. Now question is, from this information calculate sacrificing ratio. Again, formula of sacrificing ratio is equal to old ratio or old share minus new ratio or new share. Now calculate sacrificing ratio of three partner, B, then V, then H. Now for B, old ratio is 2, 2 upon total is 5, 2 upon 5 minus new ratio, and new ratio B is 3, 3 upon 6, 3 upon 6. Similarly, in case of V, old ratio is 2, 2 upon again 2 upon 5 minus new ratio is 2 upon 6, and in case of H, old ratio is 1 by 6, old ratio was 1 by 6 minus new ratio is 1 by 5. Old ratio was 1 by 5 and new ratio is 1 by 6. Now calculate sacrificing ratio. I am doing this question through cross multiplication method. 6 2s are 12 minus 5 3s are 15 upon 6 5s are 30, means minus 3 upon 30. It means gain. Thus, due to sacrificing ratio, B's share does not decrease, his share increases. He is in gain of 3 upon 30. Now in case of V, 6 2s are 12, 5 2s are 10, 6 5s are 30. Answer is 2 upon 30, means sacrifice, means his share reduces. Last partner, 6 1s are 6 minus 5 1s are 5 upon 6 5s are 30. Again positive answer, 1 upon 30 means sacrifice. the two partners are sacrificing, or ratio of two partner or share of two partners reduces, V and H, whereas share of B increases, not reduces. So this is the method of doing sacrificing ratio. The two illustration we have done. In the same way, you have to do illustration 3. Now you can do sacrificing ratio in an easy manner. Sacrificing ratio is equal to old ratio minus new ratio. The two question from illustration we have done on the basis of sacrificing ratio. Now we will take another question which is based on gaining ratio. Illustration 4, page number 113. Illustration 4, page number 113. Now, what is the formula for gaining ratio? Gaining ratio, reverse of sacrificing ratio. The formula of gaining ratio is reverse of sacrificing ratio. The formula for sacrificing ratio is old share minus new share. In case of gaining ratio, formula becomes new share minus old share. Now, before attempting this question, illustration number 4, just try to understand through this example. Again, same example, A and B are two partners, and out of 100 rupees, A was taking 60 rupees, B was taking 40 rupees. This is old share. Then they have decided to distribute the profit in equal ratio in future. Equal ratio means 50-50 out of 100. Now we have to calculate gaining ratio, and formula of gaining ratio is from new ratio, this is new ratio, new share. From new share we have to deduct old share, new share minus old share. So right now he is getting 50 rupees. Earlier he was getting 60 rupees. 50 minus 60. 50 rupees minus 60. So according to mathematics, we will get minus 10. And if minus answer comes negative in case of gaining ratio, it means he is not in gain position. He is not gaining. He is sacrificing. Opposite of sacrificing ratio we are doing. If answer comes negative, then it means he is sacrificing. In case of sacrificing, if answer comes negative, it means that partner is gaining. In gaining ratio, if answer comes negative, it means he is sacrificing. We can see that in our example that A is sacrificing. Earlier he was getting 60, now he is getting 50. It means he is sacrificing 10 rupees. New ratio, new share minus old share, 50 minus 60. Earlier in previous question, we have done 60 minus 50 in case of sacrificing ratio. So whenever answer comes negative, it means he is sacrificing. In case of B, now we are calculating gaining ratio. The formula is new share minus old share. So first of all, we have to take new share, 50 rupees in case of B, minus old share was 40. Answer comes positive, it means he is in gain position. Positive. Whenever answer comes positive, means he is gaining. 40, earlier he was getting 40, now he is getting 50. So there is increase in share by 10 rupees. So if in case of sacrificing ratio, once again, in case of sacrificing ratio, if answer comes negative, it means that partner is in gain position. In case of gaining ratio, if answer comes negative, means that partner is sacrificing. Reverse of that. Now illustration 4. 3 partners are there. Dhruvil, Gopi and Mukund. D, G and M. 3 partners are there, and their profit and loss sharing ratio is 1:1:1. This is old share or old ratio. All partners have decided to change the profit and loss sharing ratio in future to 1:2:3. 1:2:3. This is new share. Now what we have to calculate? Sacrificing ratio or gaining ratio? So calculate the gain ratio. Now we have to calculate gain ratio. Now what is the formula for gain ratio? New share or new ratio minus old ratio or old share. Now solution. D, then G, and then M. Three partners are there. First of all, we have to take new share, and new share of all partner I am taking. 1 upon total is 6. For D, new share is 1 upon 6. For G, new share is 2 upon 6. For M, new share is 3 upon 6. 1 upon 6, total of this ratio is 6. 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. So 1 upon 6, 2 upon 6, 3 upon 6. Minus, minus, minus according to formula. Old share. Now we have to take old share, and old share of these partners are 1 upon 3, 1 upon 3, 1 upon 3. Now calculate gaining ratio. Again according to cross multiplication method. 3 ones are 3 minus 6 ones are 6 upon 6 threes are 18. So answer comes negative. Minus 3 upon 18. Answer comes negative, that's why sacrifice. Means the share of D reduces. Now second partner. 3 twos are 6 minus 6 ones are 6 upon 6 threes are 18. Means 0. No profit, no sacrifice, no gain. No sacrifice, no gain. Neither his share decreases nor increases. Last partner, 3 threes are 9 minus 6 ones are 6 and 6 threes are 18. Answer is 3 upon 18. Answer comes positive, it means he is in gain position. There is no need to write gain, but he is in gain position. Here no sacrifice, no gain. No sacrifice, no gain. This is illustration number 4. In the same way, you can do, all questions are easy from illustration 1 to illustration 5, 6. Total 6 questions are there. 6 illustrations are there for calculating sacrifice ratio and gaining ratio. Now from exercise, first of all from exercise. Exercise is given on page number 139. Page number 139, and question number 4. Amar and Akbar. Amar and Akbar. Two partners are there, and profit loss sharing ratio is equal. 1:1. They decided to change their profit loss sharing ratio to 3:2 for future. Under this circumstances, calculate what sacrifice, means we have to calculate sacrificing ratio. Question is calculate what sacrifice has been made by each partner. We have to calculate sacrificing ratio. So formula for sacrificing ratio is old share or old ratio minus new ratio. Old ratio minus new ratio. Now according to sacrificing ratio, first of all Amar, old ratio was 1 means total is 2, so 1 upon 2 minus new is 3 upon 5. Similarly in case of Akbar, old ratio was 1/2 minus new ratio is 2 upon 5. Now cross multiplication method. 5 ones are 5 minus 3 twos are 6 upon 5 twos are 10. So minus 1 upon 10. Now answer comes negative, it means within bracket we have to write gain. Gain means his share does not decreases, his share is increasing by 1 by 10. Now comes to Akbar's share. 5 ones are 5 minus 2 twos are 4 upon 2 fives are 10 minus 1 upon 10 means he is sacrificing. So Akbar is sacrificing the share of profit. Akbar's share of profit reduces by 1 by 10 and Amar's share of profit increases by 1 by 10. So this is question number 4th. So in this topic all questions are easy. I am just reading question. Komal, question number 5. Komal, Krupa and Karishma are partners of a partnership firm. They distribute profit loss in the ratio 3:2:1. Question number 5. From this information, calculate the sacrifice ratio. So earlier their share was 3:2:1. Now they have changed this ratio to 5:3:2. So old share was 3:1. New ratio is 5:3:2. Calculate sacrificing ratio. Formula is old ratio minus new ratio. According to this you have to calculate. Then question number 6. Sachin, Rahul and Rohit are partners of a partnership firm. These are the 3 partners, Sachin, Rahul and Rohit. Profit loss sharing ratio is 1:2:2. 1:2:2. All partners have decided to change profit loss sharing ratio to 3:2:1. So old ratio was 1:2:2 and new ratio is 3:2:1. Calculate the sacrifice ratio. Again by applying this formula we can calculate sacrificing ratio, old ratio minus new ratio. Now question number 7. One question I have done from sacrificing ratio and another question for gaining ratio. Question number 7. Question number 7. Deepak, Nilesh and Pratik, 3 partners, Deepak, Nilesh and Pratik. Their profit loss sharing ratio is 1:2:3, which is decided to change to 2:2:1. 2:2:1. It means old ratio or old share was 1:2:3 and new ratio or new share is 2:2:1. Now according to question what we have to calculate? Under this circumstances calculate what gain, means we have to calculate gaining ratio. So calculate what gain is received by which partner. Now formula for gaining ratio is new ratio minus old ratio. Learn the formula of sacrificing ratio, old ratio minus new ratio. Automatically gaining ratio comes in your mind, opposite of that, new ratio minus old ratio. So new ratio minus old ratio. Now D, then N, then P. First of all we have to take new ratio. New ratio is 2:1. So 2 upon 5, 2 upon 5, 1 upon 5. 2 upon 5, 2 upon 5, 1 upon 5 minus old ratio or old share. Old ratio is 1:3, means 1 upon 6, 2 upon 6, 3 upon 6. 1 upon 6, 2 upon 6, 3 upon 6. Now calculate gaining ratio either by applying cross multiplication method or LCM method. 6 twos are 12 minus 5 ones are 5 upon 6 fives are 30. 12 minus 5, 7 upon 30. Answer comes positive, it means he is in gain position. Next N. 6 twos are 12 minus 5 twos are 10 upon 6 fives are 30. Once again 12 minus 10, 2. 2 upon 30. Again answer comes positive, means he is in gain position. Now last partner. 6 ones are 6 minus 5 threes are 15 upon 6 fives are 30. Answer is minus 9 upon 30. 6 minus 15 minus 9. It means this partner has sacrificed. Means share of first partner, share of Deepak, share of Nilesh increases, whereas the share of profit of Pratik reduces by 9 upon 30. This is question number 7. Then question number 8, 9 you have to do in the same way. One more question we are going to do, question number 9. Question number 9. Praveen, Mahindra and Arvind. Praveen, Mahindra and Arvind are the partners. Their profit loss sharing ratio is 5 is to 2 is to 2. 5 is to 2 is to 2. All the partners have decided to change the profit loss sharing ratio to this old share or old ratio. I am writing here old ratio. You can write old share also. Now, all the partners have decided to change the profit loss sharing ratio to 2 upon 9, 3 upon 9 and 4 upon 9 as new ratio. This is new ratio. Now from this information find out sacrifice. In this question we have to calculate sacrificing ratio. From this information find out what sacrifice has been made by which partner by using sacrificing formula. So we have to calculate sacrificing ratio. Now we have to calculate sacrificing ratio, and formula for sacrificing ratio is old ratio minus new ratio. Now before calculating sacrificing ratio, answer is very easy, solution is very easy, but before that try to understand this fraction. Here ratio is given but in fraction, 2 upon 9, 3 upon 9, 4 upon 9. So in this question there is no problem because denominator is same, 9, 9, 9. So we can remove 9, 9, 9. So ratio becomes 2 is to 3 is to 4. So there is no problem. In question it is given 9, 9, 9. But just assume that if denominator are not same, suppose 9, 9 and here it is written 3. Now in this question 2 upon 9 is given for P's share, M share is given 3 upon 9, and for a second assume that A's share is 4 upon 3. So here denominator is not same. So first of all we have to equalize a denominator, means we have to convert this number into 9. How? By multiplying this number with 3, and same in numerator case. So it becomes, means numerator means upper part. So it becomes now 9, 9, 3 3s are 9. Now it becomes equal. So ratio is 2 is to 3 is to 4 3s are 12. 2 is to 3 is to 12. But now right now in this question denominator is equal in all the cases. That's why there is no problem. So ratio is 2 is to 3 is to 4. Now sacrificing ratio for P, M, now you can calculate. Old ratio 5 to 2, 9. 5 upon 9, then 2 upon 9, then again 2 upon 9. Once again, in this question, new ratio is given in fraction form, 2 upon 9, 3 upon 9, 4 upon 9. Here, this is called numerator, this is called denominator, base. Here, base or denominator is equal in all the three cases. That's why there is no problem. So our ratio is 2 is to 3 is to 4. But if denominator is not same, not equal, then we have to, first of all we have to equalize the denominator in any way. For example, in one question it is given 1 by 4, 3 by 16, 2 by 8. Here denominator is not same, 4, 16, 8. So we have to equalize. How? Multiply 4 with 4. Here also 4, then 8 into 2, 2. So 4 4 is 16. Here it is already 16. 8 2 is 16. So denominator becomes equal. In this way, we have to equalize the denominator. Now, in this question, old ratio minus new ratio. So old ratio is 5 upon 9, 2 upon 9, 2 upon 9. Now, new ratio minus new ratio. New ratio is 2 upon 9, 3 upon 9, and 4 upon 9. 9 5 is 45 minus 9 2 is 18 upon 9 9 is 81. So 27 upon 81. Answer comes positive. It means sacrifice ratio. We can convert this figure fraction into lowest form also. Lowest form means divided by 3. 3 nines are, or 9 3s are 27. 9 3s are 27. 9 9s are 81. 3 upon 9. Now second, 9 2s are 18 minus 9 3s are 27 upon 9 9s are 81. Here answer is minus 9. Minus 9 upon 81 means gain. Means this partner's share of profit does not decrease, increases by 9 upon 81, or 9 on the 9, 9 by 1 by 9. Last partner, 9 2s are 18 minus 9 4s are 36 upon 9 9s are 81. 18 minus 36 means minus 18 upon 81. Means 9 2s are 18, 9 9s are 81. Minus 2 upon 9. Answer comes negative. That's why he is also in gain. So two partners are in gain and one partner is sacrificing. In this way, you have to do sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio. Question number 4 to question number 9 completed. First topic, calculation of sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio is completed. Second topic is related with revaluation account. We will do later on in next chapter, chapter number 5. Whenever we will do admission of partner, we will touch this topic also. Now next topic, second part and last portion, and this chapter will be completed. Second topic is given on page number 127. Page number 127, and topic is distribution of reserves and accumulated profit. Accumulated profit. Examples of reserves and accumulated profit are profit and loss account. Second, general reserve. Third, capital reserve. Fourth, workman's accident compensation fund. And fifth, investment fluctuation fund. Investment fluctuation fund. And sixth, contingency reserves. These are reserves, free reserves and accumulated profit. Profit and loss account, general reserve, capital reserve, workman's accident compensation fund, and investment fluctuation fund, and contingency reserve. Now, what do you mean by reserves and accumulated profit? Out of divisible profit. Out of divisible profit. Divisible profit means after making all compulsory payment, electricity bill, salary of employees, taxes. After payment, after making payment of all compulsory payment, whatever profit is left, that is called divisible profit. So out of those profit, if partners has decided to transfer a minor part of that profit in some free reserves or reserves for saving for future, in order to meet future problems or for some specific purpose, that type of account is called reserves or accumulated profit. So these items are profit and loss account, general reserve, capital reserve, workmen's accident compensation fund, investment fluctuation fund, contingency reserves. These funds are can be made by partnership firm for different purpose. For example, workmen's accident compensation fund, it means this fund is prepared by partners in order to meet the expense of workers if they meet with some accident during working hours. So his medical expenses can be compensated through this fund. So all these funds are contingency reserve. Any problem arises in future, such problems can be faced by utilizing the amount which is saved in this account, contingency reserve. It is not compulsory, not necessary to maintain all these accounts at the same time. It depends on, it depends on, it depends on, hello, it depends on size and nature of work, or on the basis of profit they can transfer. These are all reserves and accumulated profit, and these are also known as liability for the business unit. Why it is liability? Why it is liability? Because we know that profit is always distributed. Profit is always distributed between or among partners. Profit is always distributed between or among partners by the firm. The firm has to give or pay profit to partners. It means profit is a liability for partnership firm, because whatever profit is earned by the firm has to distribute this profit among partners. So this is liability for partners in the partnership firm. In the same way, these funds, workman accident compensation fund, investment fluctuation fund, we are transferring a part of profit, part of diesel profit in these accounts, and that part of profit belongs to partner. That's why it is known as liability for firm, not partner. Liability for firm, partnership firm. And we know liability has a credit balance. Liability has credit balance. Now what we have to do at the time of, we are doing the chapter number 4, reconstruction of partnership firm. So we have already done that reconstruction of partnership firm take place due to change in profit sharing ratio, or whenever new partner admit into the firm, or when any partner, any existing partner retires from the firm, or any existing partner dies. That's why due to change in profit sharing ratio or admission of new partner, retirement of partner, or death of partner, what happens? These profit, these funds, accumulated funds or reserve, is distributed among or between these partners in their profit sharing ratio. And whenever reconstruction of partnership firm take place, amount or balance available in these accounts will be distributed between or among partners. As a result, what happens? The partners capital increases. And whenever partners capital increases, which side we are making entries in capital account? Capital account. This is debit side, this is credit side. So whenever partners capital increases, we are posting entries on the credit side. So it means their capital is increasing due to distribution of this profit. Now we have to pass journal entries for these accumulated profit and reserve. So entry is, once again, these are reserves and accumulated profit. A part of a divisible profit is transferred in these accounts for different purpose, but at the time of, once again, but at the time of reconstruction of partnership firm, means at the time of change in profit sharing ratio, or whenever new partner admits into the firm, or whenever any partner retires or dies. then funds or amount available in these accounts will be distributed between partners, between or among partners in their profits loss sharing ratio, means in old ratio. As a result, what happens? Once again, these are liabilities. First of all, try to understand the effect. Once these amounts are distributed between or among partners, in our example I am taking A and B, these are two partners. If these amounts are distributed, then what happens? Our liability decreases, means finished. For example, in general reserve total there are 50,000 rupees. Now at the time of reconstruction of partnership firm, we have to distribute general reserve. As a result, what happens? It becomes nil, liability decreases. So whenever liability decreases, it is debited in journal entry. Right now it has credit balance. These are all liabilities, and liabilities always has credit balance. But once it is finished, it becomes debit. Now partners, profit is 50,000 is distributed between A and B. As a result, their capital increases, and whenever partners capital increases, it is credited. It is credited. That's why entry becomes profit and loss account debit, general reserve account debit, capital reserve account debit, then workman's accident compensation fund account debit, then contingency reserve account debit, then investment fluctuation fund account debit to partners capital account, partners capital or current account. And what is the logic? Before distribution, these accounts are considered as a liability, and liability always has credit balance. But after distribution, these funds becomes zero. That's why we are debiting. Second, why partners capital is credited? Whenever due to any transaction, if partners capital increases, we are posting the entries on the credit side of capital account. That's why partners capital account is credited. So profit and loss account debit, general reserve account debit, capital reserve account debit, workmen's accident compensation fund account debit, contingency reserves account debit, investment fluctuation fund account debit to partners capital or current account. And these funds available in these reserves will be distributed in old ratio. Old ratio. This entry is also given on page number 127. Now second topic is in the same part. These are all accumulated profit. Now we are talking about accumulated loss. Accumulated loss or deferred revenue expenditure. Accumulated loss or deferred revenue expenditure. Examples are, once again, profit and loss account. First point. Second, advertisement campaign expenditure account. Third one is research development expense. Research development expense account. These are accumulated loss or deferred revenue expenditure. Profit and loss account is called accumulated loss. When any loss incurred to business unit, they are transferring that loss amount to P&L account, and gradually, means year by year, they try to compensate, compensate or write off these losses in equal proportion. So whatever loss incurred to business unit, first of all they try to transfer these loss in profit and loss account, means P&L account means loss here, and gradually in coming years they try to write off this loss, compensate this loss out of profit. Now what is deferred revenue expenditure? So example of deferred revenue expenditure, first of all, advertisement campaign expenditure or research development expenditure account. Now again question is, what is deferred revenue expenditure? Any expenditure, any expenses which incurred in one accounting year, but it gives benefit to the business for many years. Such type of expenditure is called deferred revenue expenditure. For example, if one business unit has spent 80,000 rupees as advertisement for the advertisement of their product, 80,000 rupees, and it may gives benefit to this business for 4 years. Just assume that 4 years such type of expenditure is going to give benefit to this business unit. In 1 year they have spent 80,000 rupees for advertisement in one accounting year, but such expenditure is going to give benefit for many years. In our example, it is going to give benefit for 4 years. For 4 years means every year it is going to give benefit of 20,000 rupees to business. This is called deferred revenue expenditure. And such advertisement campaign expenditure, research development expenditure are called deferred revenue expenditure. These losses will also be distributed between or among partners at the time of reconstruction of partnership firm. Profit and loss, advertisement campaign expenditure account, research development expenditure account, and these are all assets. These expenditures are considered as assets. Reason is that such type of expenditure gives benefit to business units for many years. Now entry, and all these assets have debit balance. That's why at the time of actually these are expenditure, when we will distribute, such expenditure has to be paid by partners. As a result, partners capital reduces. So whenever partners capital reduces, it is to be debited. That's why entry becomes partners capital account debit, partners capital or current account debit. 2, profit and loss account. 2, advertisement campaign account. 2, research and development expenditure. So this is the entry for distribution of accumulated loss. Accumulated loss or deferred revenue expenditure is considered as asset, and we know asset has a debit balance. Asset for firm, not for partner. Asset for firm means this amount they have to recover. These are loss, these are expenditure. These expenditure they have to recover from partners. They have to receive money from partners. And whenever we have to receive money from any person in future, it means that is asset. That's why these expenditures are considered as an asset. An asset has a debit balance. But once we recover this amount from partners, it will finish. That's why it will be credited. From debit to credited. Once again, try to understand. Deferred revenue expenditure or accumulated loss is considered as asset in partnership firm or in any company. Right now we are talking about partnership firm. These are considered as asset. Reason is these losses or these expenditure means P&L account. This is called loss. Advertisement campaign expenditure account. This is expenditure which we have already done. Research and development expenditure which we have already done. But all these expenses or loss, firm has to recover these amounts from partners in future. That's why it is considered as asset. Now once firm recover this amount from partners, this asset is finished over. That's why it is coming on credit side, from debit to credit. Second part, we know whenever partners capital increases, it is to be credited. We are making all the entries on credit side whenever partners capital increases. And due to any reason, if partners capital decreases, it will come on debit side. Drawing, interest on drawing, divisible loss, these are coming on debit side. So due to distribution of these items between or among partners, their capital decreases. That's why these partners are debiting. Partners capital account or current account, debit to P&L account, to advertisement campaign expenditure account, to research and development expenditure account. So two parts are there. Two parts we have done. One, accumulated profit or reserves. Accumulated profit and reserve, which is called free reserves. They have different name, free reserves. And another we have done, accumulated loss and deferred revenue expenditure. Two parts. Accumulated profit or reserves, in which these are the funds in which a part of divisible profit is saved in for some specific purpose or for future contingencies. That's why accumulated profit or free reserves are considered as a liability. Why it is considered as liability? Because a part of profit is transferred in these types of accounts, and profit is always distributed among partners. It means the funds, the amount available in these accounts belongs to partners. The firm has to pay to these partners. That's why it is considered as liability. Whereas accumulated loss and deferred revenue expenditure are considered as asset for the firm. Reason, whatever expenditure incurred, whatever loss incurred, such expenditure is recovered from partners by the firm. Firm has to receive these amounts from partners. That's why it is considered as assets. Now liability has credit balance, assets has debit balance. Now due to reconstruction of partnership firm, or at the time of reconstruction of partnership firm, these funds will be distributed among partners, distributed between or among partners. As a result, what happens? This liability vanished, finished, over. That's why it will be debited. At that, when we are passing journal entry, all these items are debited, like general reserve, workmen's accident compensation fund, investment fluctuation fund, capital reserve, profit and loss account. If it has credit balance, so all these items are debited. Reason, all liabilities are completed, finished, by transferring these amount to partners capital account, by paying these amount to partners. That's why liability debited. And after distribution, partners capital increases. Partners capital increases, that's why partner's capital will be credited. So entry becomes, in case of accumulated profit, accumulated profit, in short I am writing accumulated profit or free reserves, free reserves account debit to partners capital account. Now in case of accumulated loss or deferred revenue expenditure, once it is recovered from the partners, once it is recovered from the partners, assets finished, so it becomes credit, and partners capital reduces, that's why partners capital will be debited. So in this case, partners capital account debit to accumulated loss or deferred revenue expenditure, deferred revenue expenditure. Now one question number first of all, illustration 10, which is based on accumulated profit or loss. Illustration 10. Ram and Rahim, two partners are there, Ram and Rahim. Ram and Rahim are the partners of a partnership firm. Profit loss sharing ratio between them is 4:3. So their ratio is 4:3. The following are the balances in the books of the firm as on 31st March 2017. Profit and loss debit balance, profit and loss account, then reserve fund, then third one is workers profit sharing fund, workers profit sharing fund, fourth workers accident compensation fund, and balance is given 14,000 in P&L account, 14,000 rupees in reserve fund, 42,000. Then workers profit sharing fund rupees 21,000, and last workers accident compensation fund 26,000. And one adjustment is given, or one information is given. On the above date, Ram and Rahim decided to change their ratio to 1:1. That is new ratio. So these amounts is distributed between partner in old ratio in 4:3. So we have nothing to do with 1:1. Another information, a claim of 5,000, claim of rupees 5,000 is outstanding, against workers accident compensation fund, against workers accident compensation fund. Pass journal entry. Question is pass journal entries. Now once again, Ram and Rahim are, remember this point, that accumulated profit or accumulated loss will be distributed between or among partners in old ratio, only in old ratio. And in this question, two ratios are given. One is 4:3, another is 1:1. 1:1 is the new ratio. So we have nothing to do with 1:1. In old ratio we have to divide, means in 4:3. Now profit and loss account, debit balance, debit is written. It means, debit means here means it is asset. It is an asset. Profit. Second one is reserve fund. Reserve fund is a liability. We have already done reserve fund, general reserve, capital reserve, then workers accident compensation fund. These are all liabilities. Liabilities means they have credit balance. Once it is distributed, it becomes debited. In journal entry, we have to make debit, reserve fund. And P&L account has debit balance, so it will be credited. So far as workers profit sharing fund is concerned, workers profit sharing fund. Workers profit sharing fund never be distributed between partner or partners. Workers profit sharing fund is a liability for the partner, external liability, outside liability. We have to return this amount 21,000 to workers whenever they leave the job, whenever they remove from the position, from their work. This amount will be given to those workers. So it cannot be distributed between partners. Remember this point: workers profit sharing fund or workers saving account, it never be distributed between partner. Items are already given on page number 127. So which items can be distributed between partner? Profit and loss account, general reserve, capital reserve, then workers accident compensation fund. Then beside this, contingency reserve, investment fluctuation fund. So learn these items, that these items can be distributed. But workers profit sharing fund or workers saving account never be distributed, cannot be distributed between partners. It must be given to workers after their retirement. That's why it is a liability. So we have not to pass entry for this item. Next, workers accident compensation fund. There is a balance of 26,000 in this fund. There is a balance of 26,000 in workers accident compensation fund. But out of this 26,000, one adjustment is given. Claim of 5,000 is outstanding against workers accident compensation fund. It means out of 26,000 rupees, we have to keep reserve 5,000 for the workers. It is outstanding. It is written here. We have to pay to those workers. So P&L account, debit balance is given. P&L account, debit balance is given. Amount 14,000. Now you can pass combined entries or separate entries. Right now I am passing separate entry. Journal entries in proper format: date, particular, ledger folio, debit, credit. Particulars and date. Now first is profit and loss account, debit balance 14,000 and ratio is 4:3. So P&L account is here debit balance is given, so you have to credit it. So entry becomes Ram's capital or current account debit, same Rahim's capital or current account debit to profit and loss account. Amount is 14,000. Distribute this amount between these two partners in 4:3. 14,000, 4 by 7, 8,000 and 6,000, sorry, and 6,000. Then you have to pass narration if necessary. First entry is completed. Second point is given, reserve fund 42,000. Reserve fund 42,000. Reserve fund is a liability for firm. This amount should be given by firm to partners at the time of reconstruction of partnership firm. They have to pay, firm has to pay. That's why it is a liability. Once it is distributed between or among partners, it becomes debited. So right now it has credit balance, but after distribution it finished, that's why it is debited. So reserve fund account debit, reserve fund account debit. 2 again same, Ram's, here I am writing only capital, Ram's capital or current account, Ram's capital or current account. 2 Rahim's capital or current account, and distribute reserve fund 42,000 in old ratio, means 4:3. So 42,000, 4 by 7, 6, 24,000 and 18,000. Narration and close the account. Third one is workers profit sharing fund. I have already told you, workers profit sharing fund means any fund which we have to pay to somebody else, to outsiders in future. It cannot be distributed between partners. So workers profit sharing fund, profit sharing fund, balance is given 21,000. This fund, workers profit sharing fund or workers saving account, remember workers saving account, it is external liability, so it cannot be distributed between or among partners, so leave this portion. Last one is workers accident compensation fund, in which balance is given 26,000, but at the same time out of 26,000 we have to pay 5,000 to workers. That amount remains outstanding right now, they have claimed of rupees 5,000. So out of 26,000, 5,000 we have to keep for workers, means remaining balance is 21,000. So 21,000 will be distributed between or among partners. And workmen accident compensation fund is also a liability. Liability, it has credit balance, so it will be debited. So here I am writing in short, workmen compensation, accident compensation fund, accident compensation fund account debit to Ram's capital, and to Rahim's capital. 26,000 minus 5, 21,000. 21,000 will be distributed in old ratio, and old ratio is 4:3. So 21,000 into 4 by 7, 7, 3, 12,000 and 9,000. The narration, account closed. Solution is, and you can pass combined entry also. That is given in your textbook, page number 129. So in this way, chapter is completed. So in this chapter, which topic and which question you have to do, I am writing here. First topic is questions based on sacrificing and gaining ratio. And for this topic, questions are first of all from illustration, illustration illustration 1 to 6. And questions means exercise questions. Here question means exercise questions. Exercise question. Question number 4 to 9. 4 to 9. First part completed. Now next topic, this is topic number 1, topic number 2. questions based on accumulated profit and accumulated loss. First of all, try to learn the items of accumulated profit and accumulated loss. Items are given on page number 127. Page number 127, yes. Page number 127 and 128. On page number 127, items of accumulated profit is given, and on page number 128, items of accumulated loss is given. Items of accumulated profits are P&L. P&L may come on both sides. Either it may be accumulated profit or it may be accumulated loss. If debit balance is written, it means it is an accumulated loss. So P&L account, general reserve, capital reserve, reserve fund, contingency reserve, workers accident compensation fund, investment fluctuation fund, all these items will be distributed between partners in old ratio. In old, distributed, I am writing in short, distributed in old ratio, not in new ratio, not in sacrificing ratio, not in gaining ratio, in old ratio at the time of reconstruction of partnership firm. So learn the items. Page number 127, names of or list of accumulated profit is given, and on page number 128, list of accumulated loss is given. So these items will be distributed, but don't distribute workers profit sharing fund. Important point, workers profit sharing fund will not be distributed. And one question is given, one illustration 10. You have to do illustration 10, and from exercise question number 12. Exercise question number 12. Question number 12, same question as we have done in illustration 10, same question is given in exercise also. In this way, the chapter is completed. Goodbye, stay home and stay safe.